All right, it's time for first impressions. I'm going to show Frank a picture here, and I want to know what his first impression is of this picture.
You know, I can never disassociate him from Goodfellas in any other role. Even like if he's trying to be funny, I still think he's going to kill the person in the movie.
He's so good in Lethal Weapon 2, and this is why I was hoping that Alan would be here for this, because one of our whole things is, you know what they do? I gotta make sure enough time has passed, because I'm going to clip this out later. So by the way, if you're coming in and you're watching this separately, make sure to like and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. But the thing is always, they fuck you at the drive-thru, okay? They fuck you at the drive-thru. And the okay thing, which I'm going to get to here in just a minute. So, we're talking about Lethal Weapon 2, which was released on July 7th, 1989. So, we're looking at about 35 years ago that this movie was released. Now, it made $227.9 million at the box office on a $30 million budget. Apparently, Mel Gibson at the time was battling some pretty serious alcohol issues.
No shit.
He confided in director Richard Donner that he was drinking 5 pints of beer for breakfast.
Hey, I wonder if that's going to come up later in his life.
Now, if you remember, some of the storyline, or a major portion of the storyline, it's all wrapped around South Africa.
Yeah.
And despite the fact that it was seemingly like almost anti-South Africa a little bit, it got a full release over there. It wasn't edited. And it ended up making a ton of money over there.
My friend wants to go back to Africa. Oh, yeah, sure.
But you're blick.
He's blick. He's right. You are black.
Again, if you've never seen Lethal Weapon 2, now granted, if you're watching this, you probably have, then go watch it again. But if you've never seen it, go watch Lethal Weapon 2. It's such a good movie.
Movies were just grittier at that time, too. They weren't like as polished, and they weren't like, it just like the tone was different than they are now. And that's what I enjoyed about a lot of those movies from the 80s and 90s. It just, TV and movies were gritty. Like you felt like you could feel the grease off the screen.
It's interesting. I was gonna say it's interesting when you say that, because that mentally took me to The Last Boy Scout for some reason.
There you go. They were, man. It was like a darker tone to it, and everything's so polished and clean, and you have to see every frame on screen, or people hate it. It's like I kind of like the dark areas where you don't know what's going on in the screen off on the side.
So the trailer for Lethal Weapon 2 had the toilet bomb scene in it. I mean, really, I think it was just the explosion. Like, this wasn't from the trailer. But if you remember, Murtaugh sits down, and then as he's going through the toilet paper, it says something like, boom, you're it, or something like that. And so they have to get him off of the toilet. But the trailer ends up with the toilet flying out of the actual house and landing on the car.
Right.
And the trailer ends with, this time, they're not taking any crap.
I love those movies and trailers from the days.
Oh, man.
The only thing that bothered me about that is when he first walked in and he goes to check under the toilet, and it's like, like the dude's already dropped a log in the toilet. Now you're getting down. First off, everything's carpeted, because that's how it was done in the 80s. So just
it's like
think
people
about
that used to have that carpeted toilet seat. Like, what the hell was that?
And now you're getting down on it, and you're trying to find this. It's like, even as a kid, I was like, God, but that stinks down there.
God. So Joe Pesci's character, which is Leo Getz, he was originally going to be an oily, effeminate character, but Pesci didn't want to play him that way.
Shit, really?
He wanted him to be eager to please. So that's where the okay comes from. Mm-hmm. Now, that shtick is actually from Disneyland employees giving directions in Fantasyland.
Really?
There's also a reference to Home Alone to Lethal Weapon 2 or Leo Getz. And that is, you know what it is?
No, I know of it, but I've forgotten it at the moment.
It's the OK Plumbing and Heating. Let me see if I can move that over there. It's the OK Plumbing and Heating. That's an inside reference to the okay.
I thought there was like a line in the movie too that like referenced it, but maybe I was wrong.
Oh, there might be. I didn't have it here in my notes. And one final thing here: other actors that
were Ram vans.
Other actors that apparently turned down the role of Leo Getz include Joey Pantoliano and Danny DeVito.